FM.
A wonderful and sunny Saturday it is. It's Saturday, May 23, 2020. This is your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. I always need to remind you about that. And once again, I'd like to say a very big thank you to the Joy News and the Current Affairs teams for bringing us News File. And of course, the midday news. It's time for the Joy Sports Link, the longest running sports program on this 25-year-old network. What can we say? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your involvement over the years is what has made us number one, and we're grateful for all of that. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and I'm glad to be in your company. We're doing this between now and 2 p.m. Also remember that we're running live on our Facebook wall. It's Joy 997 FM on Facebook. You can also follow all of our other social media handles, Joy Sports GH at Joy 997 FM. And of course, follow the link to YouTube as well, because this show is going to be running live on YouTube as well, so that all of our friends outside of Ghana can just stay with us from beginning till end.
Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
Tell me where you gonna run go. Yeah, I be some gonna play. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Tell me where we gonna run go. After making our motherland a beach a place to live. Tell me where we gonna run go. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, me stop it. Give me love and give me shelter, shelter. Simple life.
Well, the vibe in this song and the thought behind it,
It's all we want to live.
it's what gets me into my introduction for this much awaited interview here on the Joy Sports Link.
Please, this hour near song me a sing from the deep. Down in a me a song me a feel like to weep. Only but thing I go on where the people can't keep, can't sleep. But the burden can become your toughest speed. You are the ones to make life easy, same you will make it harder. After everybody must up and there is nowhere to scatter. Tell me where we gonna run go.
So today, as I bring you this interview, I wish to ask you a very simple question. What is your Stephen Appiah story? Remember, it's +233 244 340 437. +233 244 340 437. Alternatively, just send me all of these big and beautiful memories on our Facebook live stream and also through the WhatsApp console. So it just happens that I was master of ceremony for his testimonial dinner at the banquet hall of the State House years ago. Now, I had to listen to an almost 30-minute speech which was supposed to last only 5 minutes. Who delivered that speech? Well, it was an emotional Ernest Thompson. Yes, Ernest Thompson, the man who served long years as board secretary of Accra Hearts of Oak and director general of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. Now, years ago, he extended a gesture which changed the destiny of a young boy from Chorkor a small fishing community in Accra. Of course, the average kid in Chorkor at the time, due to poverty, was exposed to all the possible social ills in society.
So we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. And some Mr. Big Man, you know to say everybody wants to go and go off for it. A simple life.
Now, for most of the children who grew up in Chorkor, they had dreams, but it was almost likely that these dreams remained dreams because they hardly had the platform nor the push to get them to realize these dreams. But for young Stephen Leroy Nibani Appiah, he had the proverbial earthly angel in Mr. Ernest Thompson, who was then an executive committee member of the Ghana Football Association at the time. Now, so in the boardroom of the GFA, back in a month and a day in 1995, there were heavy disagreements about the unpopular advocacy by Mr. Ernest Thompson about the inclusion of a certain Stephen Appiah in a squad for the World Cup tournament in Ecuador. I'm talking about the Under-17 FIFA World Cup in Ecuador. The clock was ticking and a decision had to be made. Eventually, the then GFA president, Lepura MND Jawula, agreed. Ernest Thompson flew with Stephen Appiah to join his teammates in Munich ahead of the final departure to Ecuador for the tournament. The rest of Ecuador 1995 is now what we celebrate as a great moment of history in our football and in our national lives. Mr. Ernest Thompson explained to me in earlier conversations that the gesture was informed not only by the great skill that the young lad had, but his humility and very humble background. So in the words of Archbishop Duncan Williams, while favor comes from God, it is routed through human beings. It is very obvious that Stephen Appiah had his full and most crucial dose of favor in the year 1995. Years on, he has written a big script of excellence after traveling a journey that saw him play alongside greats like Alessandro Del Piero, Gianluigi Buffon, Andrea Pirlo, Pep Guardiola, and many others who have now assumed demigod status in the sport of football. Years on, his conduct has kept his likability and earned him great endorsement deals from big brands including Total, Vitamilk, and the list will go on and on and on. A father, a husband, a legend of the game, and somebody who has worked his way up to the top to earn the admiration of all. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners in Ghana and beyond, welcome to this conversation with the inspirational former captain of the Black Stars, Stephen Appiah. This is the JoysportsLink.
Now go play you old school like a final, and anything when you say be the final, and you be the cut to my spinal. Now start being a man can you know go fit to contaminate. Many won't tell me love no behave.
Definitely a man of many parts. Who surely represents a very big tower of hope for the younger generation. A style icon, a humble gentleman, and the accolades go on and on and on. Capitano, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nak.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
You look good, as always.
Trying to look good.
Yeah, so sometimes, you know, we say, you know, the guy is always trying to be, you know, modest about, you know, every other thing. But, you know, you don't have to be modest about it. I mean, we all know it, man. Anyway, it's good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you too, my brother.
Yeah. Look, so many things to discuss this afternoon. But, I mean, I've spoken about your look. So let's let's talk about that. What informs your style? Where do you get your inspiration for style from? How did it all start?
Well, I mean, during Chorkor days, I mean, we all know the TS. We go to the Catamanton, and from there, with the small money that we hand on the street, we try to do something with it when it comes to dressing. Because I always say that when it comes to fashion, everybody knows how to dress, because nobody goes out naked.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's all about character. That's why you see certain people wearing pink trousers and pink shirts. It's not everybody who can rock those colors. So it's character, and it started from Chorkor days.
Wow, Chorkor. That also brings me to my next area that I want to focus on. Chorkor is, a community, a fishing community in Accra, the place where your story began. Now, a couple of days ago, we were having a conversation, myself, you, Magdan, and Magdan was trying to recollect when, he used to sell, what we call buffroot or togbe, and you told him that compared to you, he who thinks he struggled is a, quote unquote, a dadaba boy, or, he had a smooth start. And you were telling him a story.
Well, as you said, Chorkor is a small fishing community in Accra. I was born and grew up in Chorkor, and Chorkor Lante Man. That's how we call it, because you have Chorkor Tea Garden, you have Chorkor Chemwena, and I mean, I was born in Chorkor Lante Man. That's where, I mean, the ghetto. Yeah. When we talk about the ghetto, that's Lante Man.
Yeah.
And my dad was a seaman, my mom a trader. I attended St. Martin's Preparatory School, and I mean, due to poverty, going to school as a kid, at times I go to school with no food, no money, so I have to walk from Chorkor to Mamprobi. And I'm telling you a story. I'm trying to build something
great
up.
Sure.
So one day I was going to school, and I met a friend called Daniel. Daniel, I mean, they have money in their family. They were very rich. So Daniel saw me, and he said, no, I asked him, Daniel, what are you doing here? Because you see, I have to walk from Chorkor to Mamprobi. But Daniel, they always come and drop him. So when I saw him in Mamprobi area, I was like, Daniel, what are you doing here? He said, oh, Stephen, today I don't feel like going to school, so let's run out from school. And I was like, Daniel, I don't want to run out from school, because we have this teacher called Sedoku, very hard teacher. Mm-hmm. I mean, he won't spare you if the least mistake that you
make,
you get, you get last of it. So I told Daniel that no, I have to go to school because I'm scared of Sedoku. So Daniel was like, Steve, okay, you know what? If we run out from school, I will buy you beans and plantain.
I see.
As soon as I had beans and plantain, I said, let me follow Daniel. So I followed Daniel to Salvation Army Park. And when we got there...
in Latabi Okoshi.
Latabi Okoshi, yeah.
Sure.
When we got there, Daniel fulfilled his promise. So we saw these young kids playing football there, and Daniel was like, Stevie, I know that you are good when it comes to football, so why don't you join the kids? So I joined them, and then we started playing. There was this man called Sanko. Sanko was like 20 meters from where we were playing. And I think I played so well. So after the game, Sanko was like, okay, they have a coast team, and they wanted me to join the coast team. That's where it started. But I mean, I'm so blessed, because looking from where I'm coming from and where I am now, I think I'm the most blessed guy on earth planet, because, as I said, it wasn't easy growing up in Chorkor.
Wow. What took you excuse me, what took you away from the I mean, because there were many temptations, drugs, stealing all of these? What is it that just kept you in between?
Well, I think I have a funny character.
Okay.
I've been like this all my life, even from the Chorkor days.
Yeah.
Although I was working with or moving with, hard guys in the area. It's not everything that I would like to disclose here, but definitely my book. One day my book will come out. That's where I will put everything. So I have to try and hide certain things.
I see. Are you and talk about that? How far have you gotten? When do you have a projection of when you will, release that book?
Don't worry, you'll be the second person to know.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Growing up in that area
Yeah.
was very, very tough. I quite remember. At a point we were all sleeping in Chorkor, and you will see. Some of the guys will wake up at night. They are going to do their own things.
I see.
And at times they will wake you up to join. But it wasn't my thing. I have in mind that I want to play football. So whatever I have to do to become a successful footballer, I have to. And one thing that I realized was I have to take my training seriously. I have to have passion with whatever I want to do. And that's what I did. And today, sitting here as Stephen Appiah.
The rest has been history. Well, if you just joined us, this is a conversation with the inspirational ex-captain of the Black Stars, Stephen Appiah, first captain to qualify the Black Stars to the FIFA World Cup back in 2006. But years and years before that, there were loads of trials and tribulations. There were big moments, there were low moments, and we're trying our best to bring you all of that between now and the top of the hour, 2 p.m. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and of course, you can send in your messages. Remember, it's 0244-340-437. We're streaming live on Facebook, and very shortly, we'll also make available the YouTube link. I'd read out the title of the page so that you can just type it in and watch the interview live on YouTube. Stephen, you had the opportunity to benefit from the Colts system. You played Colts football and all of that. The big memories from those days and how it has impacted on your career.
Well, I played for Mighty Victory.
Yeah.
Known as Fatah Babies. And I played with the likes of Peace, Nyadokwe Papo, who was my mate with the Black Stars, and other players. As I said earlier on, when I was growing up, my mind is to be a top footballer. So I quite remember I was playing for. I played under 10, under 12, under 14, and under 17. When I was playing under 14, I was doing so well. So when I finished under 14, we played 1 o'clock. Then the under 17, they played 3 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, we play under 14. I was doing so well. After under 14, then I would wear under 17 jersey. So at times I got a chance to play for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I quite remember when they promoted me to under 17, we played a game against Cowlin Babies at Art Center where Accra Folk used to train. It was Wednesday. And that game, after our game, Accra Folk team will train because they have training at that Wednesday. So we play against Cowlin Babies. There was a lot of debate that Atram is better than Stephen Appiah. Stephen Appiah is better than Godwin Atram. And that time, Cowlin Babies was the richest team in Coast. When they come, you see them in uniforms. They dress very, very well. And some of us, we have to just put on a bandage and play on a Sakura pitch. So that game, I played so well. Kaule, they have Kobot, Emmanuel Boateng as a goalkeeper. You have Dankwe, Christopher Pelete, Kolo, we call him Kolo. You have Lai Kinson, Godwin Atram, Aziz Ansan, Asasi J, all these players. So it was a difficult match, but I think Stephen Appiah did his magic. I scored the first goal and the last goal. We beat them 3-0. So when we finished the game, as fans, they started to give me. I mean, they started giving me money. So I was holding a handkerchief, and then they would put the money
in there.
In there. So I went back home the next day. Emmanuel Senegal came to my house and he said that the team manager of Accra Suffolk wanted me to join the Auroras. That was he was Thomas Okamba today, Nick Bese. So they signed me to the Auroras and I started playing. I played Auroras for 3 months and then I was promoted to the senior team, Accra Suffolk.
Interesting stuff there. So through your exploits at Hearts of Oak, you did not spend exactly that many years at Accra Hearts of Oak. You got the opportunity to go to Ecuador, which was the focus of my introduction. What were the circumstances and what was your level of disappointment? Because clearly Ghana had won on the stroke of 1991. We had won our first title, and now there was a lot of heavy focus on the under-17 ranked juvenile football in Ghana. And here was a Stephen Appiah. You knew that you could be there, yet you were not there. The team had gone to train in Munich, and you were not part of the team. Did you at the point feel that the dream was shattered?
No, not at all, because playing for Accra Suffolk itself, it was a big
deal,
for me. So I was really enjoying myself at Accra Suffolk, and I was doing very, very well. I mean, playing with great players, and I was the youngest player in the team, and I was enjoying myself. They were encouraging me that I will be. If I continue playing like the way I'm playing, I will be a better player in the future. Honorable Yiti Mensah gave me a letter, and I joined the team in camp in Winneba. So I started to train with the team. And you see, one thing about me, when it comes to certain things, I do accept and agree with the things, because they were in camp already.
Yeah.
Coach Ade, the late Coach Ade,
God bless his soul.
Yeah, has his team already. But because of my performance at Accra Suffolk, it looks as if, no, we have to give this guy a chance, because I was playing so well. So they gave me a letter. I joined the team in Winneba. I started to train with the team. I mean, you have players like Christian Saba, Baba Sule, Atakra Meniampon, Emmanuel Bentel, and the rest. Abu Idris, Awudi Isaka, and these are the players that they have been in camp for like 2 years. So I joined the camp and I started to train with them. But the late Coach Ade saw something in Stephen Appiah. So although it was difficult for Coach to exclude me from the team, he wanted to give me a chance as well.
Okay, sure.
So as you said, they traveled to Munich, Oberhausen. I wasn't part of the team. Actually, 3 days before they traveled, I was sick. I got sick, so they traveled without Stephen Appiah, and I was so scared that, I mean, this is the end of. I'm not going to be part of the squad. But later, I got a call from Ohiniba Charles. So we flew with Ernest Thompson. We flew to Munich, and I joined the team there.
Wow, interesting stuff there. You did not necessarily. You were not necessarily one of the big names of the tournament. But what is your biggest takeout from that particular tournament? Your biggest lesson learned from Ecuador, 1995?
Well, I think it's understanding. Understanding. As I said, players were there before I joined the squad. And players who are doing very, very well. I mean, when you mentioned Baba Sule, Abu Idris,
Awudu Isaka, and the like.
It's difficult. Although I was doing so well with Accra Suffolk, but it's very, very difficult. And at a point, even in Winneba, I was the one who who used to wash their clothes. I used to clean their boots.
Tell me about it.
Yes, I haven't regretted it because you see, when I say these kind of things, it makes me feel good. Some people, they feel shy to say certain. No, it makes me feel good because even the Bible tells you that before you be great, you have to serve. And some of us, we serve. We are still serving. We still see our senior players, we bow.
I see.
Yeah.
You washed their clothes.
Of course. I was the one who used to wash their jerseys and shoes. But they say, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so so we traveled to Ecuador. I played only one match. The match that I played, because we qualified already. So Coach Adi, gave me the chance to have a feel of the tournament. I remember when we played against USA, Coach Adi was doing his selection, and when he got to number 8, he said, GFA number 8, Stephen Appiah. Coach Adi has his own way of doing selection.
Okay.
He will be mentioning them like, okay, Abu Idrisi, when you catch the ball, throw it to Kwekuchi, that is doing his selection.
Yeah.
So when he got to my time, he said, GFA number 8, Stephen Appiah. Stephen Appiah. In the match, Agboni, Obanyo Chwa. Stephen, Obanyo Chwa. And everybody was laughing. And you see, I think there's one thing about me. I always think that I'm good in a positive way. I don't say that because I want to feel big or I'm good. So I have that positive attitude. So when he started doing Stephen Obanyotra, if he is somebody else, the person will be
intimidated.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that energized me, and that game I was the man of the match.
Yeah.
I was the man of the match, and it was a good tournament, and we won the trophy 95, and I remember when we came back to Accra 22nd August 95. The next day we went to floating with the trophy to show Ghanaians the trophy at Accra Sports Stadium. Coach Ade, when he was giving his speech, he said, although we won the tournament, there's this young boy who didn't get the chance to play, but in the future is going to be one of the great players in Ghana.
They always say never ever joke with the words of a man who has passed on. Well, definitely prophetic, isn't it? The Joy Sports Link here on Joy 99.7 FM. 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 1 p.m. We're going till 2. Depending on the mood, we may extend beyond 2. We'll see about that. So keep your messages coming in. I've seen loads and loads of them. And Stephen, there are loads of admirers, loads of people who have sent messages ahead of time. We'll go into those in a bit. But let's do some more of this rather touching and interesting story. You got your opportunity to play in Italy after that, and you started off your life there. How easy was it fitting in? You had gotten yourself into a new environment and all of that.
Oh, you mean in Italy?
Yeah.
Going to Italy itself was a big deal to me because 97, I was doing so well with Accra Suffolk. I was enjoying the fans everywhere I go. Stephen Appiah. Actually, they used to call me Baby Jesus after scoring Chorkor 2 at Accra Sports Stadium. So they gave me that name. And we played against Gapoa in Tema. After the game, I scored a goal. After the game, I saw Nigbese with a white man. So Nigbese called me and he said that, oh, the white man said that you are so good. So
before you go on, now Kwabna of Legacy Clothes in Kumasi has sent me this message. He says, Obanyotra, what does it mean? Well, Kwabna, it means can you play? That's Ga. Can you play? So Coach Ade, the late Coach Ade was asking, can you play? That's the meaning of Ubanye Ucha. Ubetumya Boana. That's exactly the point. Please go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, so he said, okay, the white man said you are very, very good, and he wanted to take you to Italy. At that time, I didn't want to go because as a young guy enjoying myself in Ghana, I didn't want to go. But with a small push from the Accra board of directors, I said, okay, let me travel to Italy for my trials. When I was traveling, it was in February, and we all know that in February in Europe is the coldest month in Europe. So when I was traveling, I didn't know anything about the weather, so I was wearing just a T-shirt and a Kalkani pant, borrowed from a friend. Borrowed from a friend, and Nike trainers. So we took off from Accra to Malpensa because I'm going to Udine. Udine, you have to do a transit in Malpensa, Milano to Trieste. So when we arrive in at Milano, so we have to get down, and those days you don't go through any tunnel. You have to just get down, and then the bus will come and pick you to your gate. So I mean, everybody was looking at me. I think that they were saying that is this guy serious, because it's very, very cold and I'm wearing a T-shirt. So from there, I managed to go to my gate, and then we flew to Trieste. When I got there, the team manager of Udinese was there. His name is Lorenzo Tofolini. He picked me, and then we went to the training ground. So I saw the team training, and I saw a black guy training with the team. Can you imagine? I didn't even know that it was Mohamed Gago, because I mean that time we don't watch the Serie A. And
yeah.
So they finished training, and then Gago walked to me and he said, welcome. And I said, thank you. And he said, okay, I'll see you later. So they took me to my hostel with 4 of the junior players. And, you know, it was very, very difficult because I didn't know anything. I don't have a clue about the food. I mean, the pizza, the spaghetti, and all this food. I've never seen that before, you understand? So what I was eating was bread and ice cream. That's
Gelato.
That's why till today, when they want to make fun of me, they call me the gelato boy, the ice cream boy. So that was what I was eating, but it was very, very tough because you don't speak the language, no clue with their food, no clue with their game. But as a young African, seeing yourself there, you have to do everything possible to stay. And then I did my trials for 2 weeks, and then I signed my contract.
How long did it take you to learn Italian? To speak Italian?
Yeah, I speak very good Italian.
I know.
I even write very good Italian.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
How long did it take you to learn?
Honestly, I didn't go to Italian school, but I think I was lucky because I played at the junior side.
Okay.
So going out with the junior players, that's where I learn, and I think that I'm a fast learner. So I got it right.
Interesting stuff. And let's get into the messages in a bit. Loads of messages are coming through. You know, so obviously it made a very big difference. You know, in that time when you were a very young player, you unlike many other players had gotten that opportunity, and you had done your trials in Udine and played. The total experience at Udinese, getting inspiration from Mohamed Gago, who at a point feigned an injury so you could get a chance to play.
Well, Nat, when I was even playing coach, I think Stephen Appiah is a guy who loved to train.
Yeah.
Before we would train, I would go to the beach to run before I would join the team to train with. And the same thing happened when I traveled to Italy. The junior team, we train 10 o'clock, and at times with the fog, with the snow, I have to get up and go to jogging, come back, take my shower, and go and train with the junior side. So I did everything possible. I did everything possible to stay. And I think that, as I said, it was the training. It was the training that that gave me the chance, because Italian football that time, it was more physical.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready, and that's what I did.
Wow, interesting stuff. And then you got yourself into Juventus. Juventus, a side that had big names, big names. Established guys, whose presence, could intimidate you. How did you psych yourself up to live with all of these guys and bring out the excellence? The other day I was just watching a few clips, and I was watching you and the way you conducted yourself on the pitch and how you controlled affairs in the midfield. It's just amazing. How did you psych yourself up to fit in and fit in well?
Well, okay, from Udinese, and I always let me give a shout out to my senior brother Mohamed Gago. As you stated earlier on, before I signed my contract, I want to go back a bit.
Okay.
Before I signed my contract, Udinese played against a team from Austria.
Austria, okay.
Yeah, Stromgras. So it was a friendly game, and that was my first time. The first time they invited me to join the senior team. So the game was going on, like 15 minutes to the end of the game. Mohamed Gago faked an injury for me to get a chance, and they gave me the chance. 5 minutes to full time, I scored from a goal from 30 meters.
Wow.
So 25 meters. So the next day, I saw my picture all over the newspapers. So I got one of the newspapers, and I went to Mohamed Gago's house, because he speaks Italian. So I asked him, what are they saying about me? I don't understand what is written in there. And then he said that the coach said, cancella la porta, no fallo scappare. Close the door and don't let him run away. So, wow. The coach gave me shout out there, because I played the 50 minutes that I played. I think the coach was satisfied with my performance. And then the next day I signed with Udinese. Talking about Juventus, I want to go, because after Udinese I played Parma.
Of course.
Yeah, Parma. And that time Parma is one of the richest clubs in
Italy.
In Italy, that they have players. Their goalkeeper was Buffon. You have because they play 3-5-2. They have Lilian Thuram, Cannavaro, Benarivo was the captain, and then you have Nakata Bogosian.
Hidetoshi Nakata, you mean?
Yeah, Nakata Bogosian. You have Dino Baggio, junior from Brazil. Then you have Milosevic and Amoroso. So I signed for Parma. I was so happy, because that time they have a good team. I joined Parma, and I played for 1 year. They signed another coach. The coach came, and then he too wanted to bring some new players. So I ended up going to Brescia. So I went to Brescia for loan for 1 year. I think in my career, I always say that Brescia is, my best season in my career. Why am I saying that? Because Brescia is a small team. But that year, 2003, 2004, we did so well. We even placed 6th in the league. And a team like Brescia placing 6th in the league is so huge for them, because that time, looking at AC Milan, Juventus, Fiorentina, and the rest, we were not even expecting to be in that position. And I was so lucky that time to play with Guardiola and Roberto Baggio. That season, I scored 8 goals. I scored 8 goals because when you are playing with players like Roberto Baggio and Guardiola, they make things easier for you to put as a midfielder, to put the balls in the net. So from Brescia, I came to Ghana for my break. I was there, and Lilian Thuram called me and said that Luciano Moggi is going to call me. And I was like, Luciano Moggi? He said, yes, Luciano Moggi is going to call you. Luciano Moggi was the director for Juventus. He's a big man in when it comes to football in Italy. He's the man. So he called me and he started talking. Stephen, cosa sta facendo? Stephen, what are you doing? I said, I'm at home with my family. He said, okay, tu vuoi venire alla Juve? You want to come to Juventus? And I was like, what a question. Of course. Of course. Juventus is Juventus. I said, yes. They told me, yes, I want to come to Juventus. He said, okay, I will call you back. So I was there, and then 2 weeks to finish my break. They said I have to come to Torino. So I went to Torino and I did my
medicals.
Medicals, sorry.
Very well.
Medicals, and then I signed for Juventus.
And the rest has been history. Yeah. Great moment. So I was asking about, the story is so vast. The reason why I try my best to jump some of it, because we can't exhaust all of it here. Now, so you were playing with all of these guys. You had played with a figure like Roberto Baggio, is somebody who inspires you a great deal. He's your idol. Now, you played with all of these guys en route, and then you get into Juventus, and it's even a bigger deal. All of these guys in there, Is it about the journey you had traveled before getting to Juventus, or it was just a mindset that got you to fit in so well? On Juventus, fitting into Juventus.
Well, I think my performance with Brescia, that's why they have the belief that if they get this guy in their team, it can help the team. Although they have all the stars. I quite remember the first time I joined the team at Atatem, where we go to training camp. I joined the team and I saw all these players like Antonio Conte, Tacchinardi, Di Piero, Emerson, all these guys. And I asked the question that I asked myself, Stephen, are you sure that you are ready for this team? But I answered myself and I said, at the end of the day, it's football. You just have to prove yourself. So I trained with the team for 5 days. Then we traveled to America to play Super Cup against AC Milan. We played the Super Cup. I played so well. I was already in the team, the first 11. I played so well. That's where I got I sold my position with Juventus. And being the first 11 with Juventus, that means that you have to really perform, because the players who are on the bench, the least mistake, or if you don't perform, somebody will come and take your position.
Exactly.
And I quite remember my first season, I played all the games. That shows that I was doing very, very well.
Wow.
So, because of my performance from Udinese, Parma, Brescia, that's where I landed to a big club like Juventus.
Wow. Interesting stuff there. There are lots of questions. I guess this is the time where we have to break into the story and just do some of your messages that are coming in thick and fast here on Joy 99.7 FM. Nathaniel Attoh, good show as always. What do we do without Joy FM? Well, I don't know what you do without Joy FM. As for Stephen Appiah's story, it will take a whole day and we won't finish. What I can say about Stephen Appiah is that he's such a humble player. He loved his country. Okay, this is where technology tries to mess up with us. Don't worry. He loved his country even to the extent of paying fines at his clubs in Europe. And I'm in tears right now. I love Tornado to bits. So inspirational. Please ask him if he's considering any role at his boyhood club, Accra Hartsburg. This is from Godwin in North Kaneshie. Your question is very well noted. Some more messages. Appiah is a true legend. I played with him at Indafa Park before I left to photo pass in Dansoman. I also stayed with him some few days in Tommy Okai's house in Chorkor, White House. But please, Salvation Army Park is in Mamprobi Simpe, not Latebi Okoshi. Okay, my geography. Okay, so okay. I accept this. Okay, yeah, because the truth is that there is a street that divides Latabi Okoshi and Mamprobi. So Salvation Park is in Mamprobi. Okay, thank you very much for the geography lesson. Okay. Willie from Senya Breku says, please ask Capitano about his relationship with Ama Senegal. You're talking about Emmanuel Ama, aka Ama Senegal. Well, he spoke about him a bit. Would ask him more. Coach Alfred from Teshi says, I remember Hotel Zeus on Tuesday evenings, Hearts versus Goldfields. The next day at Accra Sports Stadium, we met Stephen at the hotel, ready to go for jogging a night before the game. The next day, and that is how serious Stephen is. Now, Hotel Zeus belonged to the late former chairman of the club. His name is lawyer Frank Sawyer. May God bless his soul. He used to be the chairman of the club. He worked with my late father. They managed the club at the time. And Stephen, interestingly, I had a set of Accra Hearts of Oak jerseys in our home in Ringway Estate as we were moving out. I can't find any of them now, Mom. Now, good afternoon, and thank you for your life and the great personality in front of you. My question is will he attest to the fact that in his retirement, it came too early, and was it pressure? This is from Ajiman Joseph, in Tema. Okay. Now, last one before we go to your answers. Hi, Nat. Great interviews on the show. I have another question. What were some of the coach teams that Stephen played for before moving to Hearts of Oak? Thanks. Okay, so he's answered that already. Let's begin with your relationship with Ama Senegal. You mentioned him earlier, but briefly your relationship with Ama Senegal.
Okay. Ama Senegal's mother is a sister to my mom.
Okay. So you're cousins.
Yeah, we are cousins. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Now the bit about retirement. There's a question about your retirement. Whether you feel, when on hindsight, whether you feel it was rushed, or it was pressure, or
No, I've been a player when I was playing. Somebody who always want to give not even 100%, 110%. So after my injury. I wasn't feeling the way I was playing, although I was doing my best, just that I wasn't giving 100%. So it got to a time, and I said I have to listen to my body and retired, and that's what I did. It wasn't pressure from anywhere. I was sitting in my porch, and then I called my friend Fifi Taki and Opari Otu. So I told them that I'm sitting here, and a lot of things are going through my mind, and I don't feel like continue to play anymore. I want to retire. So I called them, and then I just put something on Instagram. That's my retirement.
I see.
Yes.
You put your message of retirement on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That was it.
Okay, but you okay. So this was after you got the opportunity to go to Persepolis in in Iran.
Yeah.
This was after.
Yeah, after. Yeah, I went to Iran for trials. And, the team Persepolis, they wanted to sign me so badly, but the coach was trying to bring a player from Egypt. So the way things were going, I'm Stephen Appiah, and I'm in Iran.
Your stardom was intimidating the coach as well?
I think so. I think so. And maybe he has his own player who will suit maybe his play. So I wasn't feeling the vibes, and I said, let me leave. So the next day I called the president of the team. I said I wanted to go back to Accra. So I packed my things and I left.
During the period, between 2003 towards 2004, you got the opportunity to lead the Black Stars. Before that, Ghana had played in the Olympics. We played against Italy, and it gave you a bit of trouble, back at your club. Yeah. Now, about that story, did you get any any attitude from the fans, because you're heavily adored in Italy. Now that period when we played against Italy, those goals were scored and all of that. Did you notice that the fans were pulling from you? Because on a regular day, if you're on the street, people come up to you, take pictures, autographs and all of that. Did it also affect the love that the fans had for you, the club fans had for you?
Well, my first season, as I said, I played so well, and then we went to a training camp. That was the second season.
Okay.
So 2005-2006 season. So after our training camp, I got an invitation from the FA that I have to go for the Olympics. And when the letter arrived at Juventus secretariat, they didn't want me to go because the league will start 8th of August, and I have to leave 4th of August to Athens. So Luciano Moggi, Bettega, and Gerardo is the lawyer, Juventus lawyer. So they invited me, and when Luciano Moggi invited you, that means that it's a serious case. So they invited me to their office, and then they started to talk. Oh, we're going to start the league. It's not nice that you are going to leave us to go for the Olympics. So I told them that, okay, you know what, let me go and think about it. Give me a day or two. And then Luciano Moggi was like, no, I'm not going to give you 2 days. You go home, think about it. The next day, come and tell me what you're going to do. So I was there, and then the next day, Luciano Moggi called me and said that, are you ready? You want to come to the office? I said, okay, after training, I'll come to the office. He said, no, you have to, because they tried to put pressure on me.
Sure.
So I gathered confidence. I went to the office, and I told them that, 3 of them, I told them that, yeah, I know, I love Juventus. Juventus has given me the platform. I've played my first season. I played so well. The name Stephen Appiah now, because of Juventus, is different. Now everybody knows Stephen Appiah. So, but one thing that I can say is, whatever I do, my country comes first. So I want to go to Athens. I went to Athens, I came back, and that's the end of Stephen Appiah.
8 minutes past 1 p.m. here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. Keep your messages coming in. 0244-340-437. 0244-340-437. Now, Ken Ashibe has sent this message. He says, Nat, Stephen Appiah is one of the greatest leaders, Ghanaian leaders, not just in sports, of all time. He's a great guy. On hindsight, I should have done my doctorate thesis on leadership on his time in football, especially with the national team. I would like to do a study on him. Great interview, Nat. This is from Ken Ashibe. Thank you very much, Ken, for that message. Anil Sabuti has also sent this one. I hope most of the young players are learning from Appiah. Hard work, faith in yourself, and humility. He never forgot where he came from. I once landed in Turkey and had free coffee in his name because the chap was a Fenerbahce fan. God bless him. This is a subject we will come to later on as we have our conversations about the effect that Stephen Appiah has had on fans in the destinations where he has played his football. I have my own, personal, stories that I'll share with him, but we'll do some more obviously as we go along. There is a little bit on Stephen Appiah. So many messages are coming in, but this is from his former playmate, Michael Essien. Take a listen.
At some point, our national team was kind of demolished.
Yes.
You call the players, they are not even interested to come. And then we had Stephen Appiah as our captain at that time. And,
yeah.
Most of us look up to him. He was such a leader. In that group. And
all right, so there we go. Michael Essien, together with Stephen Appiah, Sule Muntari, and Lai Kingston, they formed one of the most dangerous quartets in midfield around the world during their time. And there are so many others that I'll be sharing with you as we go along. But we're talking about the national team. You know, your commitment to the national team cost you a great deal. And then you tried qualifying for the Nations Cup for the first time. It didn't work out. Tell me what it is that kept you going as a leader, because obviously you had a few guys who were older than you were. I mean, when you were appointed as captain of the Black Stars, one of the first people you had a conversation with was Richard Olede Kingston, because he was senior to you in the team. How easy was it working with a player who was more experienced than you were in the Black Stars team, especially when you had to whip everybody into line? And how much cooperation did you get from the likes of him?
Well, it started when we played against Slovenia in Ljubljana. That was 22nd May 2002. So the team coach was doing his selection. I mean, that was the day of the match. Was doing his selection, and when he finished, he said, "Today our captain is Stephen Appiah." And I raised my hand. I said, "Coach, I think Olele is a senior player, so I mean, to give the band, I think that Olele, the band should go to Olele."
Olele was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was sitting next to me because he was my roommate.
Yeah.
So the band should go to Olele. Olele tapped my shoulder and he said, "Stephen, don't worry, we'll support you. You just take the band." So that's where it started. But I think when they gave me the band, after our game against Slovenia, I quite remember I was in my room and I started to call all the senior players. I called Abedi Pele, was the first person I called. I told him that now they have made me the captain of the national team. So I need an advice from him. So he advised me.
What did he say to you?
He said that it's going to be difficult. There will be moments that it's not everybody decisions or the things that I will do. It's not everybody who is going to accept it. But if I decided to do something as the leader, I should do it. That's the kind of advice that he gave me. And he said that I shouldn't worry because if you are born a leader, you are born a leader. As I said, even when they gave me the band, I said, no, the band should go to Olele. But even Olele said, "Stephen, you take the band, we'll give you the support." So after talking to Abedi Pele, I called Tony Yeboah, I called Tony Bafo, Osekufo, CK Akono. I called all of them, and then they gave me their blessing.
Wow, interesting stuff. And along the line, everybody gave you the support that you required. You got all the support.
You mean the players?
Yes.
2003, 2004, it was very, very difficult where it got to a point, I mean, you invite players and then they didn't want to come. So that's where the likes of Michael Essien, Asamoah Gyan, Sule, they joined the national team. So I started talking to the boys, myself and the FA. We started talking to the boys. We convinced them. And although it's not like the word, I think it's not the right way to say we convinced, because coming to play for the national team is an honor. So you don't have to convince a player. I mean, everybody is willing to come and play for the national team. So it's not like we convinced them, but we will talk to them to come and play for the national team. They came, and as I always say that a leader is one who goes the way, who knows the way and shows the way. I think some of the things that I did was I tried to use myself. Things that I don't want to say in camp, I have to use myself to sacrifice for others to see that, okay, our leader is not doing this, so we too, we don't have to do that. And I played with players who were willing to die for the nation, who were so happy to be with the Black Stars, and that's where the journey started.
Wow, interesting stuff there. So you did all of this, and we got results on certain days, and on certain days as well, it couldn't go the way we wanted. Before we go to the next bit of this conversation, I'd like you to take me into a typical day ahead of a game. Let's pick shuffle. Yes. The day when Ghana played her first game at the FIFA World Cup, what did you say to your teammates before leaving the dressing room?
I think that game we played in Burkina Faso against Burkina Faso.
No, I'm talking about the FIFA World Cup, the first game against the first game against against Italy that we lost 2-0. Remember?
Yeah. I guess, okay.
What did you say? What did you say to the guys before? The last thing that you said to them before you got on the pitch.
After Olele prayed, we were about to go to the pitch. We were about to leave the dressing room actually. So when we were leaving, I stopped, and at times I do it deliberately because I want to
get everybody's attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were going. I said, no, guys, wait. I said, this is the time. We have been praying for this all these years. This is what Ghanaians wanted to see. We are not here because we just qualified to add up to the numbers. We are here to prove a point. And everybody started shouting. But you see, I knew that we're going to do well in that
tournament.
That tournament. Because that time, the players that I played with, it looks as if the camp is like the spirit of winning was with us at that particular time. Because when you see we played against Burkina Faso, I want to take you back.
Yeah.
The only match that we lost during the qualifiers was Burkina Faso. The friendly games that we played from against Jamaica in Leicester, against Korea in Edinburgh, we won all the matches, and then we were on a certain level.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't have the experience because it was our first time. But these are players the players that we're going to play against are the players that we meet in Champions League, Europa Cup, and the rest. We played league against those players. So the confidence level was very, very high. And we lost our first game against Italy 2-0.
What contributed? What was the factor that you would point out that contributed to that loss? Because as you say, from the dressing room, there was a lot of confidence. You knew what it was. You spelt it out clearly to your teammates. Everybody was on the same page.
I'm not going to say inexperienced, but I think the concentration was not there 100%.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I can remember in that game, because the game that we played against Italy, we played better than them. We ran more than them. We did everything. But you see, when you go to tournaments like this, Ghana, it's been our first World Cup. You lack one or two things. And Italy, they have been there so many years. So I always say that, you see, you have the spirit that you played in a league, the league itself. You move to Europa League, it's not the same. It's a different spirit. You move to Champions League, it's a different spirit. And then the World Cup itself. And it was our first time. The experience was not there, but the materials were there. The players. As I said, we lost a bit of concentration because the ball that Pirlo shot, that is called the first goal, and then the second goal, we made a mistake, and then they scored. But when you watch the game, 90 minutes, they didn't have any chance. We played all the game, and after that game, we went to the dressing room, and that gave us the confidence that we can do something in that tournament.
Okay, now let's get into more of your captaincy. When you look back, you're satisfied. You're satisfied with your time as captain of the Black Stars. Fully satisfied.
Yes, I'm saying yes because somebody would think that, oh, okay, why is he saying yes? He didn't win any trophy. But I would say that people came, they want trophy, but their target is to play to the World Cup. You understand? You can, when we meet players and we try to tease each other, we don't tease each other like, oh, I won the league, and somebody will say, I won the league, I did this, I did that, and I'll say, but I played in the World Cup. Did you play in the World Cup? And you see the person will
keep quiet.
Yeah. So far as we had the chance to qualify, to have the feel of the World Cup, I think yes, I would love if we won the trophy with the Black Stars, I mean African Cup. But the funny thing is, you see, when I talk about Africa, you know that I played only 2 African Cup.
Yeah.
2000 when we co-hosted with Nigeria. That time, myself and Oforikwe, we were the youngest player in camp, so we didn't even have the chance to play. We played only 35 minutes when we played against South Africa in Kumasi. 2002, we didn't qualify. 2004...
2002 was Mali.
Sorry. We qualified.
We qualified. We didn't go through
3 days to the tournament.
The group stage.
I got injured.
Yeah, so you didn't play.
I didn't travel with the team. 2004.
We couldn't go.
Yeah, we couldn't qualify. Tunisia, we couldn't qualify. 2006 in Egypt. We didn't do well. So I mean, I would love to be here today talking about winning something with the Black Stars, but all the same, at least I have the chance to qualify with my soldiers, to qualify to play in the World Cup.
Well, the others have come after you, and your captaincy is one that's referred to greatly. I mean, all the text messages that we've had, most of these text messages have referred to that, the leadership and all of that. Now, there are those who have come after you, and I mean, what do you make of all of those who have come after you up to this point? I mean, we've seen the era of Asamoah Gyan, we've seen the era of Dede Ayew.
I think everybody who get the chance to lead has something positive to happen, and I think after Stephen Appiah was John Mensah, he did very well. After John Mensah, Asamoah Gyan, he also did very well. I mean, in the African Cup, I think they got to the finals. They played in the finals. We didn't have the chance to. When I was with the team, I didn't have the chance to play in the finals. So I think, they did well. I've been in camp with them, and I can see the way they handle the players, the way they go about things. They did their best.
Now, you look at, Andre Ayew is still captain, so we can't talk much about, we can't do a full assessment because he's not done with his stint as captain of the Black Stars. We can at least talk about the others. I mean, John Mensah, we could talk about, especially Asamoah Gyan. I sit back and look at, the switch. He was there, and then you're a general captain, this is the substantive captain, and then there's the bit, there's a reference that we can make from Cameroon, where Rigobert's song was still around, and they said, something, you are general, and, Attoh is the captain, We're all human beings, sometimes these things get to us. Do you, from where you sit, you have a feeling that Asamoah will be as happy as you are? When you speak to him, what does he say about his time,
I don't know. I don't know. That's the only thing that I would say. But I think that being the general captain, the same thing happened to me in South Africa.
Exactly.
And I was
John Mensah was.
Yeah, I was very, very happy. I was very, very happy because at the end of the day, it's Ghana. It's not. You see, handling a band is not a personal thing.
Okay.
You can go to warm up. You can get hurt. Somebody will take the band. So it's not like a private thing. So I was happy because with John Mensah, whatever the decisions in camp, I was the one. I wasn't taking it, but I mean, you see, you are. They said general. Not to take the
Stephen, tell me about that role. What is that role? The general captain and the substantive captain. What do you do as a general captain?
No, I think
Educate us.
I can't educate you because they said general. Me, I'm talking about how I say it. You being a senior player, and you can still take decision, or you can share ideas with the captain itself. And I think that's what I did with John Mensah in South Africa. So when it comes to general, I don't know what is general captain. You are a senior player, you are the captain. At times, even captains will say that, okay.
Is it a format you will readily, considering what you know in football, is it a format you would really want to work with? That a team should have a general captain? Because you're saying that...
No, that decision will come from...
Yeah. But from your end, if you were to give advice to a team, for instance, is it a structure that you would advise to have a general captain and a substantive captain as well?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that a general... I think yes, because a general captain is like, you are still there and then you're still giving advice. You can still take decisions. So you have to work with the captain, the one that they have given the band to. That's why I'm saying that's what I did with John Mensah, and I mean it was fantastic in South Africa.
Andre Ayew has done some work so far. He's also wearing the number 10 jersey. He's doing his bit. What do you make of him so far?
Andre, when it comes to Andre, I think he's a leader. The way he talks, the way he acts, the way he do his things.
Okay.
You can see that a leader doesn't mean that you have to do magic on the pitch. Everybody has his own moments. Some people think that because Maradona is wearing the number 10, he's the best player, he should be the leader. You can give the band to Maradona, but maybe leadership skills he doesn't have. And we have some players like Andre. Asamoah did his best. Asamoah did so well. But we are talking about Dede. Like Andre, I think I see is somebody who always wanted to win, and I always refer to Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard was doing so well. You see the Liverpool players, they were running and doing they want to die. They don't want to die for anybody. They see the captain giving everything on the pitch. So the players will be like, okay, our leader is doing this. We too, we have to try and support him. So when it comes to Andre, I think he has leadership skills. And till now, we went to Egypt. Things didn't go well as we wanted. But I see a good leader.
Great stuff. When you sit back and do an assessment of what happened in Egypt with our Nations Cup campaign, I mean, how do you feel about it? There were very heavy expectations, but we just couldn't cut it.
Well, we can't bring it back. I think we went to a tournament with the idea of going far, and it didn't happen, and we can't do anything about it now. But being part of the technical team, we were expecting that we'll go far. But you see, one thing that we have to know today, it's not like the football of 20 years, 25 years, 22 years, 30 years football that it looks as if Argentina is going to play against Ghana, so definitely Argentina is going to win. It's not like that anymore. Everybody is ready. So I think we went to a tournament, and the countries who were ready, I mean, we saw them.
You played a role as a technical coordinator of the team. Take us into your role, in the Black Stars. You yourself, Olele Kingston, Ibrahim Tanko and the like. Everybody played a role in the backroom staff. So, as technical coordinator, what what was your role? Yeah.
Well, as a coordinator is the center man from who coordinate between the players, the management, the coach, everybody. So if something should happen in camp, most of the time I'm the one who the players will talk to, and then I will send the message to the management or the coach. And my job there was not only coordinating, but I mean, at times before games, I try to talk to the players. I meet players and we share ideas. I talk to them one-on-one, try to motivate them and all. But as a coordinator, you are the center man. Everything comes through you and go out of.
Now, we always talk about preparation. I mean, you've gone through the story of 1995 and how the team was put together for 2 years, because then it was possible. Ahead of this tournament, we talked about preparation and how fantastic it was and all of that. We gave it all of the accolades. And our performance couldn't match the kind of preparation we professed and talked about. So what is it? Because there's a disconnect. I mean, we're saying that we had a very, very good preparation, yet we couldn't see it happen for us on the pitch.
It's the same thing. I would say that you see a team who is doing so well, who is in top shape, but he will meet a team and then a smaller team will beat them easily. Yes, as you said, I was with the team in Dubai. The preparation was so good, to the extent that we had the feel that we're going to do something in Egypt. But you get to a tournament and it's a different thing, because you have to know that nobody knows your preparation. You don't know the other countries, their preparation. So everybody has prepared. The only thing that you have to do is to perform, because at the end of the day, it's not only the preparation. The major thing is you have to perform. And I think the guys, they did what they can, but unfortunately we didn't get there.
Okay. Generally, I mean, after your retirement, or in the days when you've also been close to the team, have you had days when you felt, oh my goodness, I wished I could just wear a jersey and get on the pitch? I say this in reference to what we saw of Diego Armando Maradona, when he led Argentina to 2010. How he'd pace up and down on the touchline. Sometimes you felt he wanted to just jump on the pitch and play with the balls. Did you ever have that feeling at any point? I mean, between your retirement and now?
It happens at times. At times you'll be sitting there watching a game and a player will miss a chance, or a player to do something. I mean, the simple things, and you see that they are struggling with it. You just nod your head and say, I wish I was there. So it's something that you have done. You see, our job is a different feeling. Something that you have done for 18 years, and one day you just get up and you say that you are not going to do it again. Yes, you retire, but still the feeling is there. Today, when we go to play Monday special, Saturday special, you can see the feeling. I mean, it's something else. Although you have retired, but you still love the game.
Stephen, you have managed situations. You have managed potential crisis situations. I mean, from the outside, everybody sees the Black Stars as your time during the Black Stars as a very good time, but there were situations that came up. Okay, so I'm asking about this particular one because of what we saw in 2014 in Brazil. The crisis in the team. Players were not ready to listen to the captain. They were not ready to listen to anybody, and all of that. There was a similar situation before Ghana went to the World Cup in Germany after the training tour, and God being so good, all of that was discussed. Now, before the last Africa Cup of Nations, we saw, the situation with Asamoah Gyan and, Coach Stephen Appiah. There was a lot of talk about how, it didn't exactly go well, the whole decision on the captaincy and all of that, Tell me, what is it that made it for you or got you to overcome these situations during your period or during your time?
My time, I think there were more problems. More problems. I was lucky to play with players who were ready to listen, or were ready to manage things without going out. Because at that time, if I tell you some of the stories, you will be shocked. But as I said, I was lucky being the captain to work with players who, whatever happens in camp, we try to manage it there, not to go out. But today is different. That's why you see, whatever happens in camp is already out. And today it looks as if players have their own friends who are in the media. So whatever happens in camp, they talk to them, and then they will bring it out. So I think that's the only difference, because problems were there, we face it, and we manage it without people knowing it.
Follow our YouTube stream, get on the Joy FM Facebook wall as well. This interview is live. And of course, later on in the week, we'll bring you excerpts of this interview on the Joy News channel and on our other platforms. Follow us on Twitter at JoysportsGH and on Instagram as well for all the key moments in this interview as well. Your relationship with Coach Kwesi Appiah, tell us about it. You had a working stint with him at a certain point, a set of ex-players have exited, as in you are not playing your roles anymore. Tell me about your working relationship with Kwesi Appiah, the personal relationship as well. How did it go?
It went well. I remember 2010 when we played against, was he against Germany? No, yeah, one of the matches. So we were going in the bus, and then I told Coach that, he was so happy after the game. So I told Coach that, don't worry, in the future, you'll be the coach of the Black Stars, and I know that you'll do well. And then it was like, okay, don't worry, if I become the coach, you'll be part of the technical team.
I see.
And it came to pass. It came to pass not because he did me a favor, because he knows the quality that I have. He has been in camp with me. He knows my relationship with the players. So when they appointed him as the coach of the Black Stars, he called me and he said that the moment has come, and he wanted me to be part of the technical team. So we worked hand in hand. Everything was very, very cool in camp. He's a type who listens. We listen to him. He's a type who doors are open. When you have a suggestion, you can go to him and talk to him about it. And now he's not the coach anymore, but we still talk.
Are you saying that you never had any points of disagreement, as in, you had differing opinions?
No. At the end of the day, he's the boss. So you give him your suggestion, you bring your opinions, but at the end of the day, he has to take the decisions. And I think that, that's what happened. But we have never, ever had any problem like arguments and stuff in camp.
In recent days, we've heard about, how the Ghana FA or the sports ministry owes Coach Kwesi Appiah money. What about you? You've done some work for the national team, so everybody wonders: is all sorted regarding your package, your remuneration for doing what you did, playing your role?
Well, let me say, the heat of the moment, whatever is going on, I don't just want to involve myself now. Whatever is happening, I think they are talking about it. I might have a problem. Other colleagues might have a problem, but I think not everything that you have to come on here to talk about. So we're trying to solve our own differences.
Great stuff. Coaching, this is a subject that has come up a great deal, about Stephen Appiah and the possibility of coaching. Is it something that you have passion for? Is this something that you will be interested in?
Well, when I was playing my playing days, what I have in mind is to be a football agent.
Okay.
But working with the Black Stars for 2.5 years has given me the feel that I can be a coach.
Are you working towards it?
Yes. Like next month, I have to go and do my course, but because of the COVID.
So which of the courses are you talking about?
I will tell you later.
Very well.
I'll tell
Stephen
you later.
Appiah here on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the Joy Sports Link. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and we are going to the top of the hour, 2 p.m. Bring in your questions and your messages. We'll make some considerable amount of time to read as many of them as we can, and also do the best we can to get in a few phone calls, as time is not our best friend, right now. Stephen, you talked about COVID, and news that has come in the last 30 minutes indicates that the Spanish La Liga will resume on June 8th. That's news we're getting, and this is according to the Spanish Prime Minister. And so the Spanish La Liga is expected to resume on June 8th. There'll be more in terms of the discussions on in our subsequent programming and on other platforms. So, Stephen, COVID and how much it has affected the industry. I mean, you've been here at home and you've been monitoring what has gone on, in our Premier League, the break, the lack of football activity. You've seen these footballers. I mean, you see them, you mentor many of them. Tell me about the effect that it has had on the industry from where you sit on,
Well, when it comes to footballers, this is something that you do every day. From Monday to Saturday, you go to training, and you play games on Sundays. And all of a sudden, you find yourself in a situation that you can't go to training, you can't go anywhere. And it's not only about football. I mean, the world has come to a standstill because of COVID-19. We watched the Bundesliga last week, and you can see because of the situation, fans are not allowed to come to the stadium, and it's not the same. The feeling is not the same. Where I'm sitting with this dangerous disease that you can't see, you don't know where you can get it, and you don't know when you can get it and where you see this disease, has made a lot of players. I watch the Bundesliga, and you can see that they are not the same. Although they are training at home, but it's not the same on being on the pitch, the training grounds. I read about Dele. Last week they started training, and the guy was so excited just walking at the training grounds. So you can see how it has affected football as a whole. Interesting.
You've been part of major projects, in your retirement. You've done a lot. Brands have sought the use of your image to promote themselves and get more in terms of visibility, sales, and all of that. One of the projects that you've supported, for instance, is the Milo Under 13. You've seen loads and loads of these players who are occupying a place where you used to be years ago. Now, Stephen, I want you to tell me some of the key lessons that you've learned from this journey of giving back, to the younger generation. I mean, you've been part of these projects. When you were, I remember very well when you were the national ambassador for the Milo Under 13 project. What are the key lessons that you've learned from this, this?
So we're talking about mentorship.
Yes.
Well, mentorship, I think one is empathy. Empathy simply means putting yourself in people's shoes so that you can feel what they feel. When you do that, you will always take decisions that help and not hurt them.
Yeah.
I think number 2 is communication.
Okay.
The people you are dealing with are human beings.
Yeah.
They are not animals. Talk to them, hear their side of the story. Always consider them before making decisions. And number 3, I think, is courage. Not every decision you will take as a leader will be popular. You take certain decisions and some people won't agree with you. But if you really believe it is the right thing, you have to be bold and go ahead to take that decision. So it's courage. And number 4, never stop learning. Never stop learning. In life, I've learned that what you knew yesterday may no more be relevant today. So leaders must always invest in educating themselves all the time. And number five is humility. No matter how high you are, you must still remain a servant as a leader. It is only when you serve that you can be a good leader. As I stated earlier on, some of us, we serve. We used to wash clothes. We used to wash people's football shoes. So, to be a leader, you have to serve.
Stephen, you've worked with other people's children, loads of them, in different parts of the world, and here in Ghana as well. You've got children as well. Your son, your first son, what is he up to? The second son, rather.
Yeah,
okay,
so
there's Larry, there's Rodney.
Very
good, very good. Any of them getting interest in what you've done with your life?
It's
Rodney.
Rodney, yeah, Rodney.
Okay.
For the past 5 years, every time inter schools, he always the MVP.
I see.
Yeah, most valuable player of the tournament, and he's doing so well. We are pushing him, and at times, being a father, taking him to training, and you know the way I train. I have to push him. At times you feel bad. You can see that the guy
is tired.
Yeah, he's tired. But one thing about him, I like his attitude.
Yeah.
Positive attitude. Even if he's tired, he wanted to finish what the training plans that we have for him. And I think that's what I did. So I see something from me to him. Sorry.
Sure.
So we are hoping he's supposed to travel before this COVID happens. So we are still training him, and we'll see what will happen in the future.
One of the projects that you've also supported is the recent surge of the construction of pitches across the country in different parts to aid, juvenile football development. So I've seen you very much involved in what Wembley Sports Construction is doing. The president has been there. I've seen him do a lot in terms of supporting, the construction of some of these facilities across the country. Tell me what you've seen regarding, the prospects that it has in terms of what it can do for the communities that these pitches are built in. Yeah.
Well, since 2012, that I decided not to play football anymore.
Yeah.
In Europe, we played in Astros. Artificial turfs.
Sure.
The first time we went to Wembley at Kotobabi to play, after the game, I felt okay. You know that we have the perception about AstroTurfs when you finish your joints, you feel pains, but it all depends on the quality of the
pitch.
The pitch. And I think that Wembley is doing so well. Today, football in Europe, every team they have like 2 or 3 AstroTurfs. 2008 when Manchester played against Chelsea in Russia. It was on AstroTurf. I mean, I've been hearing people were like, "Oh, AstroTurf is not good for the kids," but it's the same AstroTurf that the clubs in Europe are using. So I always say that if we had the AstroTurf like today, the new generation are training on. By now, I think we'll be still playing.
I see.
We'll be still playing. I think that Wembley is doing so well. The CEO, Mr.
Robert Coleman.
Robert Coleman, is doing so well. I'm saying that because of the quality of the turf that he uses, and I think if we will have every community will have an Astro, I think it's going to help, because we all know when it comes to football, football gives a lot to Ghana. So we hope that we'll see more Astro tests.
Let's do a few phone calls, as time is not our best friend right now. Remember, today is a very, very tight schedule on Joy 99.7 FM. Remember that later this afternoon, Showbiz A to Z is bringing you a full quartet behind the microphones. So you'd have to, stay with us right here. So we'll do a few of your phone calls. But now, so Papa Ansa is talking about his inability to get us on the frequency on the radio. Well, you can get on Facebook and just watch the interview. Get on Joy 997 FM on Facebook and get us. Nat, please ask Appiah if he really wanted to take the penalty in South Africa against Uruguay. Oh my goodness, this question. How many times have you answered this question, Stephen? I honestly didn't want to go into this one because yeah. Okay. Now, good afternoon. I'm Alaji Peter from Sukura. Stephen Appiah, when you were in Italy, when was your first experience, with women? Because it was during your active career, because it was a full attraction globally. Every single woman wanted to be associated with the Tornado Appiah. Kindly share with us if there was any of such an experience. Finally, when the Ghana Black Stars had the penalty at the South Africa FIFA World Cup in the quarterfinals, which was played and missed by Samoa Gyan, did you decide to play that instead of a Samoa Gyan? And how do you feel after that painful experience? Okay, well, this is what Alaji is asking. It's not from me, Steve. So you...
Which one?
Yeah, so he says that,
about the penalty.
Yeah, the penalty. And then, he says that you guys get a lot of, attraction. Your personalities attract a lot of feminine company and all of that. So, your experiences, he wants you to share.
Hey, Alaji. No, I think, it's not only about footballers. It happens everywhere. Females sees a nice guy on the road, and then they admire that guy. Even yourself, I've heard that. Females talk about you, so it's not only about footballers. But it's
you're the subject of the interview, Stephen.
No, I have to. You asked a question, so I'm trying to put you. And let me talk about the penalty. I've been answering these questions. Right, we came back.
And I don't think today is going to be the last day.
No, I know. And you see, anytime I answer these questions, I feel so bad.
Okay.
Why? Because I'm saying that because some of us, that moment is going to haunt us for the rest of our life.
Okay.
Rest of our lives. When Suarez used his hand to clear the ball from the post.
Yes.
I saw the linesman going towards the center line. So with that reaction means he has accepted it as a goal. But I think what happened was, you see, the Vuvuzela was so noisy on the pitch that the referee itself was a bit confused. So it took the referee like 10 seconds before he decided that it's penalty. Okay, what happened was, it was Asamoah who was holding the ball. So I was rather going to tell Asamoah that he should look at the linesman He is going to the center line. That means that he has.
So you didn't want to take the penalty?
Oh no. Asamoah was the right person to take that penalty at that game, because against Serbia he took the penalty, and it was very, very clean.
Okay, so you were signaling him to look at the linesman.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
but there was a picture, and I guess that's the reason why this question keeps coming up.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you pointing at Asamoah, very close range.
Yeah.
He was looking away, and you looked pretty upset.
Yeah.
What was that? What were you telling him?
Okay, so
after
shot? the extra time,
yeah.
we have to go for penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
So the coach listed the 5 players.
Yeah.
Who would take the penalty. Asamoah came to me and he said, Capito, you have to take first. So I told him that no, I'm not going to take first. Like I tried to motivate him, to encourage him. I said, no, I'm not going to take first. You still the best.
Okay.
So go and grab the ball.
So that's that shot.
Yeah.
Go and grab the goal. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Let's get on the phone line and squeeze in 2 or 3 phone calls if we can before the top of the hour, so that we can wrap this up. When it's getting nice, it always gets nice like this, and time will just not permit us. Ni and Labadi. Good afternoon, Ni. Hello, Ni. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello, good afternoon, Ni.
Good afternoon, Nat. This is Ajma Continental Tama.
Okay, please go ahead, and please be brief. Please be brief.
Yeah. I want to ask Tornado. During their time, they got closer to semi-finals, but they were not able to win the AFCON. Winning the AFCON, was it about motivation? Was it about money? Was it about cohesion, togetherness? And was there a time that we had Appiah's side and other player their side, so that people who belong to Appiah, some other people also belong to the other side? Was it working during his time?
Okay, so Stephen, he's asking about factionalism in the Black Stars. Is this something that was there? And he was asking about whether there was factionalism in the team, whether players had factions, an Appiah faction and another player's faction.
No, it never happens. During my time, I didn't experience such a thing.
Okay, let's go to Abu Mohammed in Juapong. Abu, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Tornado is a good guy. I want to ask, there was this story that he borrowed boots from Lai and he was given a speed limit. He shouldn't go beyond a particular limit. How true is that story? And when he says he's a good guy, yeah, he's a good guy. Because I remember when he came from a bench in a game, the captain band was handed to him. He relaxed that the guy should keep the captain band. He was even running away and the rest of the guys crossed him and he took the captain band. So is it true that he borrowed the boot and he was given a speed limit? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very shortly we'll go to Kelly in Osu, then we can wrap it up here. But Stephen, please go ahead.
Well, yes, that was the game when we played against Cowlin Babies. Mighty victory against Cowlin Babies. And it was my first time wearing a football shoe. So I went to my friend Edmond Cofson. And I told him that that particular game I wanted to wear a football shoe. So Edmond Cofson gave me the boot and he was standing in the stands. When we were playing, when we were playing the game at Sakura Park, I tried to dribble the left back, number 3. He got the ball from me, so I slipped. The ground was slippery. So I slipped and then immediately I raised my head and I look at Edmond Cofson. And Edmond Cofson was like, I told you not to use the boot well. So I look at him and I said, if I will continue looking at Edmond because I borrowed his boots, he would distract me of performing. So I didn't look at him and I continued playing. And thank God that today, I don't borrow boots anymore, but I give boots away.
Wow. Lovely stuff there. So if you just watched us, Abuaji George Quay is ready to bring you Showbiz A to Z very shortly. But, we have an extension, so we're not taking the headline news at 2. All right, so there's a message from Yakubu, and then he says, tell him I love him so much, and even though I'm not good at football. I like him so much. He has all the qualities as a leader. Yakubu Andani, thank you very much for that message there. We'll try our best to do about two or three more phone calls. 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541. We've heard many stories about footballers and family life, their marriages. Some have not gone well at all. Some of your mates, some of your seniors, they've had tough times. Some difficult divorce situations. Some, all sorts of situations. You have been a strong man. You've had, you went into the camp and went running after your captain's younger sister, and you guys have been together all this while. Tell me about how strong she's been, as a pillar behind you all of these years.
Well, she's indeed the pillar, because when I met Hannah, I was playing for Accra Suffolk, so I met her at the time that I was just coming up, and I think that she has done so well for all these years. I met her in '95, so it's 25 years.
At a time when you were not,
big
Stephen Appiah.
Yeah,
wow.
not Stephen Appiah. So I think she has done well. She has supported me through bad days and good days. So she has done well.
Isaac in London is our next caller. Isaac,
hello?
Good afternoon, Isaac. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for this fabulous opportunity to speak to one of the greatest players we've ever had in Ghana. Hello, Stephen.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank you for your service for the nation, and then we do appreciate that. And then also your post-service getting involved in all the sporting activities and all that. Just got one question. I wanted to find out, would you consider having a career in the Black Stars as being the manager of the Black Stars?
Okay, thank you very much. Stephen, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so he's asking about you potentially managing the Black Stars later on. Let's take this other call from Mike in Malam. Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I want to say a very big congratulations to Stephen and the way he handled the team during his tenure. I also want to say that I like his leadership style, and I have a brother whom I wish he would handle and train up for me, please.
Okay, so get in touch with with my producer Benedict, and would do our best to arrange that for you. Now let's go to that question on you potentially managing the Black Stars as manager. Yeah.
Well, now I'm serving as the team coordinator, and in future we'll see what will happen. And you see, everybody is talking about Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars. I mean, I think when it comes to Stephen Appiah, I don't rush for performance. I rush to learn. So I think when the time is right, we'll start from somewhere. I'm not saying that, I get my badge and then I have to come and coach the Black Stars. We'll start somewhere. So as a coordinator today, and then we'll see what will happen in the future.
Okay. All right. Now, there's greetings from your financial advisor, Patrick Caverge, a.k.a. Allegro from Bank of Africa. Patrick Caverge, thank you very much for doing the listening. Good afternoon to you and Saki of DSTV Super Sport, DSTV Ghana, MultiChoice Ghana. Okay, so 0302-216-541. One more phone call, and then we can wrap up our conversation with Stephen Appiah. Now, your club Accra Hearts of Oak, and what's been happening there. I mean, you are saying that you are rushing to learn and get yourself ready. What about Accra Hearts of Oak? I mean, have you had any requests to want to come back and help the club in a certain way, or to come and play a role?
No, I haven't.
Is this something you've thought about?
Well, Accra House of Oak gave me the platform. I exhibited my talent, that led me to go to Europe. So if I have to come back to Accra Suffolk to help the team, why not? But I haven't got any phone call from the board of directors.
I see. I mean, you lived a lot of your life in Italy. You settled in pretty well. What have you learned from, the people, their culture, and all of that? I mean, we look across and we hear the positive stories and we hear the not so positive stories as well. For instance, the things about racism and all of that.
Well, talking about racism, I've never experienced that, but I've been in games that other players were booed and all that. I mean, it's not a good thing. I mean, at the end of the day, I quite remember when we played against Cabo Verona a game, and the fans were booing Lilian Thuram, and we one of Juventus players one of the Juventus players went to one of the Cabo Verona player to hold his hand because the guy came from Brazil, is black. So we were like, okay, if you are booing us, you have a player in your team who is also black. So that means that you are disrespecting your player as well. So when it comes to me, I've never experienced that. Life in Italy was good. I've learned a lot, especially playing with players like Roberto Baggio and Guardiola, with their advice, moving to Juventus where you are handling so well, where the name is so big that you can try to show off. But you go to those clubs and you see players like Del Piero who are not even driving a Ferrari, they drive Fiat Uno and living a simple life. So I think that's the things that I pick from Italy.
Well, interesting stuff there. Stephen, thank you so much. It's been wonderful sharing your company this afternoon. And, it's always a pleasure to share your company. So obviously we're going to see Stephen Appiah, possibly becoming the big agents that we're looking at so that he can help some of the young people, go out there. Let's wrap up with the fanaticism and the way people appreciate your persona, the kinds of things that people have done, over the period. I've had so many stories. People tell me, oh, and he did this for us, and he did this for us. I traveled here, and because of Stephen Appiah, I was recognized and all of that. How do you feel about all of that, the massive recognition that you get? I mean, in a destination like Turkey, for instance, it's just been amazing. And I meet a lot of people who keep telling me that, to date, people still mention you and people still appreciate you.
Well, that tells me that whatever I came to this world to do, I've done it very, very well, because it's not that easy. From Africa to Europe, and you get that recognition, that means that you have done something positive. That means that the work that you come to do, you do it very, very well. So hearing all the compliments and people getting free stuff because of they saying that they are coming from Ghana, it makes me feel good.
All right. Stephen, thank you so much. It's been wonderful. And we're going to do this again later and later on, but we wish you well. And aside, all the training that you're doing personally, what else are you up to lately?
Well, we are doing business. We are doing business. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Thank you so much. And this is it. It's a wrap. And we're very grateful to all of you for, doing the listening this afternoon on the Joy Sports Link. And we're going to come your way once again on Saturday next week. And it surely is going to be another wonderful time as we share our comedy. Thank you to all of you who joined us on YouTube, all of you who joined us on Facebook, all of you who sent in your messages and all of that. Unfortunately, we are not able to read, some of the messages. And we will do that. We'll make up for all of it next week. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful Joy Sports Link. Let's meet again next week. Showbiz A to Z is coming up next, and the man George Quay joins me here in the studio. Chairman Miniano. Charlie, it be news time. Charlie, what hairstyle is this? Which one be this one? You don't know your hairstyle.
No, baby, walk on and hairstyle.
George, so it's coming up later on Showbiz A to Z. Nasi is going to be here, or Hima Messi is going to be here. It's going to be
a crazy afternoon. You know, there's a group of musicians that claim they are doing gospel, singing to the glory of God, when really they are doing business. They should just tell us the truth so we can move forward.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and all the best. Yeah.